So, slot car friends, a new episode today, and I did make some translations because I'm speaking Dutch. If I have to find the right words, I'm always searching for the English. So I put something on paper, and Greg asked me how to show how easily it was to digitalize a slotted car. Because a few years ago it wasn't so easy, but Slot.it did a lot of updates on his chassis. So let's see how we can show you how to do it. Unfortunately, I did not have a new car out of the box as shown at the website of Slot.it. And I will show you now a picture of, let's say, an example of a Jaguar of Slot.it. If you buy them now, then the chassis will look like this. So you see all new kinds of cables running around the chassis with some connectors. That should make it more easier. You see also a lot of holes in the chassis. There are for the IR LEDs to go into the car from the chip. Now you can see how I did with the Oreca. That's will show you like this picture. Here is the Oreca, and I drove with this car in Spain for the 9 hours. Well, we're not all competitive guys in form of racing. From the perspective of a competitive car, it's not the example how I would do it if you see the picture of Slot.it. As you can see on this car, the chip is mounted exactly in the middle of it. I've changed the wires. I've changed the front wires. Let's see if I can show you it over here. Yeah, I've changed the front wires. There are a lot of the thickness is less. There are more flex in it. There are as short as it can be. Here's the Ferdman old school, and so I don't want to have a lot of wires on it because it's also with some suspensions in it. A competitive Oxigen car where you drive in whole Europe for races, it has to be so competitive and light as possible as you can do. But for a home racer or racing with your friends, yes, I think that the Oxigen made the perfect solution for that. So let's do the competitive car out of the side, and here you will see something similar as you can see on the photo. We have the motor, this is a sidewinder, but there are, if I am correct with showing the pictures on the website of Slot.it, there are already connectors, wires on it and connectors to the brakes. This pair of wires I found them somewhere in a box, and I've changed them already, so I have to do some connection again to get another complete wire. But because I don't have the stuff how Oxigen or Slot.it sells them now. But it's an example. Here you can see where, no, yes, now again, here you can see where you can do the hall sensor in. Here you can see the holes for the LED screens, the LED LEDs, and here you see some mounting places where you can rest on your chip. And over here at the top, there is a bridge where you can hold your chip with 2 screws. So you will see when this video is going on. But this is a lot of difference between the chassis you buy 1 or 2 years ago, because there wasn't a hole in it or nothing. We drilled the holes, we measured it up to center the chip, etc., etc. So slot.it did a lot of things to it to make it a lot easier. Now for the chip, let's take the picture away, yeah. So I bought a new chip. It's around over here in Holland 38 euros. And the first thing you can see is that they have also connection wires on it. And here you can see the ferrisman, very important. So in the early days we have to solder it on. Now it's on the electric wire again also. Here is the Hall sensor, the plus and minus for the braids. And this part with the Hall sensor goes to the motor. Now the first thing I always do is take out the Hall sensor, because the Hall sensor is very fragile and very important thing. So I take an X-Acto knife, and maybe you can focus. Over here you see a black piece, and you can put your knife under it and the doors opens. This part is black, so when you put it again in the chip, see that it's also, this is black on the top side. I gently take the Hall sensor away, and I'm going to place the chip now, I hope with not a lot of hassle. I open the connectors. So connector 1 to the braid, connector 2 to the motor, and I place the chip on the side, on the chassis, so that you can see that the holes are with this sensor for the carrier track, and this sensor is for the digital track of Oxigen. And now we're getting some fiddling. This bridge was also in the package of the new car. I didn't find, here are the screw holes, I didn't find any screws, but I have screws enough, 2mm screws, and I'm going to try to use this bridge over here, this bridge over here, and you will put the length of in it, and then you screw it on those two holes. So that's the purpose of it. If I can do it, that's something else. But let's see and show it how difficult it is. The front side is the antenna to the front side, and the antenna is also very fragile, because the soldering is sometimes will break. So I will try not to bend it. So that was easy. And now I will take my 2 screws. And this one does. Into the holes. And as you can see, the chip is already secured on the chassis. All the holes are in line, perfect, nothing to it. Now in the early days this was a bit of a hassle, because we did gum under it, glued it, etc, etc. So this is a perfect solution. Now, then this side goes to the motor side, or the brake side. And it only can fit one way, because for as I know, this side is the minus, and it goes to the minus side of the braid. This side is the plus, it goes to the plus side of the braid. So I don't think slot.it made it that you can make a mess of it. Well, you never know. These are the wires for the motor. And you connect your motors. So there is power coming from the braid, going into the chip, going out of the chip and going to the motor. It's easy as that. Then we go back to the hall sensor. Also a little bit fiddling. The door is still open. Then I close the door again. And there are two sides of the hall sensor. I will show you it over here. Don't fall off, please. Here is the magnetic hall sensor. That has to point downwards down to the track. Don't fold, never fold the hall sensor, because internal there are lines in it, electric lines in it, and they can break. So twist them, gentle, bend them a little bit, but not folding, and put them in the case of the hall sensor, like this. You can see there is the hall sensor looking downwards to the magnets on your track. So fold the wires a little bit. Be careful always with the antenna, and you're done. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. 10 minutes and you have a hall sensor in. So, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. 10 minutes and your chip is in the chassis. I will show you the website on the Oxigen website. There is a PDF how to connect your chip with the app at your phone, so you can drive with it. And here is the, let's see, the website, slot.it download /Oxigen manuals /car chip 02 PDF. And maybe in the future I will make a vid about that, how you do that. But if you follow the instructions, you can get the job done. So stay tuned for the next one. Thank you, folks. Bye bye.